Rooskie, that's me back there. Man, I never let you on. I never denied you from being on my panel. You acting like a straight bitch.
Over there and block a bunch of people from the chat. So maybe this time it's Tilson is right. Maybe Rebel is the rogue mod.
Yeah. Well, he's no longer a mod on my shit. No, there's someone else. There has to be. Like, I thought I cleaned out my shit, but there has to, I don't know, there has to be. It's not Andrea. It can't be. No way. No, it can't be that. No. There has to be, I don't know who. I'll go through it again. There's a rogue mod. Apparently, I thought I did a good cleaning. Apparently, I didn't.
Apparently.
Fuck. Well, I mean, even if it is Carrie, Carrie still gets to be a mod. Even if it was Carrie, I'm not going to take away her. No, she. I mean, it might have been, but I'm not going to take it away from
Carrie
Yeah,
blocked.
Carrie gets upset, comes back.
her. You're going to.
Carrie blocked me.
I kind of just said that to make fun.
I mean, she's going to be.
Because I played a video of Filthy doxing her. Why don't you fucking take it up with Filthy?
Busy today. I don't think she's
And I took the shit down.
And that's okay.
Community post.
Carrie's going to be extremely busy today. She has things to take care of, but when she wants, tomorrow, the next day after that, she can come back. Oh,
Good luck, Carrie. Good luck.
hello, people. Hi. Yeah.
Don't make Eric Stone a mod.
I just don't like people that are, need to, especially like people like Carrie. We don't need to. She's already going through shit now. Yeah. That's kind of why I'm doing this show, is because to entertain.
They're making me sleepy. I can't hear it. Rooskie just went out, so I'm not. Yeah, there you go. I don't even know. I guess MTP, you can join. It's not like you have a life. Rooskie MTV says your internet buns. he says your shit buns. All the girls say you're pretty fly for a white guy, MTP. Using that type of lingo.
Uno, dos, tres.
That's definitely not the real score. That's that dude that be running around saying that, how do I get peanut butter out of my pee-pee hole? Whoever you are, Star Screams Gaming Channel with your probably meal, you're a sick fuck. Stop asking people how you get peanut butter out of your pee-pee hole. All right, buddy? And go get some therapy. God damn. By the way, y'all, I'm in jail. Y'all know me. Y'all know I always go to jail like every 2 months on YouTube. They locked your boy back up. You know what I'm saying? They gave me I don't know what they gave me. No, they gave me 7 days. I already did 2. So I got 5 more days to go, y'all. I'll be back off locks.
That is me,
3 books
dumb
for
dumb.
Moses.
Yeah, I agree. I'm trying to ban people. Require guests to authenticate. Ban square. Ban square. Banning all squares. Banning all squares.
Fuck you little wonky-eyed motherfucker. What the fuck?
And that square, there's another square.
Motherfucker, they are still going to be over here trolling your dumb ass.
You're not cool enough to hang out in the nightclub. It's a shit show, but having trouble fucking. Oh, God fucking damn it! All right, I'm not going to eat today. Sorry.
You should have never came over to my panel.
Square follows you everywhere you go. By the way, it's weird.
I didn't fall
I
out.
know.
Motherfucker,
I
you
know.
were
Hopefully you don't
live.
mind looking at my forehead.
Oh, that's it. All right. I won't watch you then, Rookie. Fuck you, you fucking wonky-eyed piece of shit. You fucking murdering ass bitch. Fucking cold case, unsolved mysteries. They let you go because you look too innocent looking with your wonky eye face ass bitch. You fucking bitch. Oh, here, let me come over to your panel. I didn't know you when I came over to your panel and I was talking stupid. Yeah, here you go, Rooskie. I'm gonna give Vinny this one. This is a good ass little fucking thumbnail you got, Vinny. And I don't even know the motherfucker. Hold on. Let me enlarge this. There we go. Bitch ass motherfucker. This is you, Rooskie. Fucking Lieutenant Dan almost looking ass. That crazy guy Stephen Buscemi played. Yeah, that's you, bitch. Right there. Ugly ass. Hey, Rooskie, I'm over here. Look straight, motherfucker. Look straight. You're gonna crash, motherfucker. Look straight. Fucking bitch. Hee-haw. 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 Remember you came on my panel doing that shit? Did I kick you off? No, and you want to call me not cool? Fuck your little greasy, ugly ass. Buy some furniture, bitch. Fucking dumb motherfucker. Oh shit, Suge Knight spoke out on the Keefe D arrest. This would be interesting.
The cold case that no one ever expected to be solved is, of course, a huge step closer to being solved. The arrest in the Tupac Shakur murder 27 years later really shocked everyone last week. And we still have questions about why now,
right?
That the police haven't fully explained
because the man who is now charged with the murder confessed in 2008 that he was involved
and has been saying it very openly in interviews that he handed the gun to a guy named Orlando Anderson, his nephew, and Keefe's story that Orlando pulled the trigger and shot and fired the shots into the car, which Suge Knight was driving. Tupac was the passenger.
Tupac was killed and Suge was shot.
Was hit but survived. So everyone was wondering what Suge's reaction is to there finally being an arrest in this case. You would think maybe he would be happy that there's going to be justice.
Well, also, and is he going to testify? So I spoke with him a very short time ago, and he is in prison right now. I talked to him when he was on the jailhouse phone and wanted to find out what he felt about the Keefe arrest, and whether he would cooperate in the trial.
Tell me what your reaction is to the arrest of Keefe D.
Well, surprise number one, because I didn't think Keefe D would never get arrested. Nor do I want to see him get arrested. You know, let's get one thing straight first and foremost. You know, me and Keefe D played on the same Pop Warner football team. And whatever the circumstances, if he had an involvement with anything, if he didn't have any involvement with anything, who want to see? I wouldn't wish somebody going to prison on my worst enemy.
The DA says that Keefe D was in the car with his nephew, and that presumably his nephew, according to the DA, is the one that shot Tupac, and that it was done with the full knowledge of Keefe. Do they have it right?
There was only two people in the car. And Pac not going to tell the story. I ain't going to tell the story, but I tell you this. And I never had nothing bad to say about Orlando because number one, he wasn't a shooter. Number two, he came to my ear and told to let me go and told the truth. They still didn't let me go.
If you are called to testify in this case,
I wouldn't be. I wouldn't be.
why not?
Yeah, I wouldn't be.
Why not?
Well, number one, because I'm not gonna get on the stand and testify on somebody for what?
They seem to be saying that Orlando was the shooter and Keefe was in. Orlando was. Why not?
Well, number one, because I'm not gonna get on the stand and testify on somebody for what?
They seem. Why not?
Yeah, I wouldn't be.
Why not?
Well, number one, because I'm not gonna get on the stand and testify on somebody for what?
They seem to be saying.
Testify on somebody for what? How about one of the biggest moguls of rap who made, I mean, you could argue he pretty much made Death Row Records. Pac did, or he fucking helped it breathe life into it as he, like, what do you mean, why not? Like, dude was killed, right? But then again, that's that street code. They don't talk no matter. So I'm wondering, like, if they sat there and they saw somebody shot their mom, are they not gonna talk about that? Neither they're just gonna get even, I guess.
Saying that Orlando was the shooter and Keefe was in on it, that he had full knowledge of what was going
Yeah,
down.
but you see that's the thing though. We really don't know. Let's say Keefe was in the front seat, and Orlando was in the back seat with that other dude. I mean, the way Suge just told it, and keep in mind, Orlando and the dude in the back seat are both they're gone. They're not of this earth anymore. They're not of this mortal world. So you can't do nothing to them. I think the driver's dead too. Like Keefe is the only fucking last living person of the car that shot Tupac. All right. So I don't know. It's kind of crazy in a way because I'm kind of thinking the same way. Like, why now? Like, now after all this time, especially since this guy apparently this is not bombshell news. Like he said it they said 2008. Hell, I didn't even know that. Uh, that I wasn't even aware back then, and that was about around the same time I was looking into the Pac shit. Like as a kid, like looking at the murder and learning about his life and all that. So I don't know.
Down, and it was revenge.
But what if all that was just changed up and really Keefe shot him? Which I don't think so. I think it probably would have had to been. I mean, I don't know.
For Orlando getting beaten up by Tupac and his team at the MGM after the Tyson fight. Is that correct?
No.
Then who shot Tupac?
It wasn't Henderson, so that's all I got to say about that part.
To summarize, you are saying.
How can you say it wasn't Anderson? See, because snitching is not telling anything, period. That means anything that changes the cops' initial theory, anything. How are you going to go out there and say, like, Orlando didn't do it? That's why I don't get about the code. Like, so I guess you can't snitch on what actually happened, but you can give details. That's what I don't get, man.
For Orlando getting beaten up by Tupac and his team at the MGM after the Tyson fight. Is that correct?
No.
Then who shot Tupac?
It wasn't Anderson, so that's all I got to say about that part.
To summarize, you are saying Orlando was not the shooter, although you won't say who the shooter was. You are not saying whether Keefe was involved in any way in the shooting. And you are saying that if you're called to testify by either side, you will not comply. You will not testify. Do I have that right?
1,000%. I wouldn't go. I wouldn't testify. None of that. You know.
And he really didn't give a shit about Pac then. He really, Pac was nothing more than a diamond to get Suge some glam and power. Once he was dead, he outlived his purpose. You know, I mean, you know, he here's the thing. Suge knows that he's got a bid to finish, and devil's advocate, maybe he really did care about the man, but he knows that this thing is too big, there's too many eyes on it. I mean, I guess I wouldn't expect him to say anything different because, you know, at the end of the day, he's trying to go home at the end of the day. Hopefully, you know, if he can make it out of there.
At the end of the day, free Keefy D.
You know what's really interesting?
And that's fucked
is
up.
that
Like,
he is-
free Keefy D. Like, I think from all the investigation stuff, we know for a fact Keefy was in that car. It's out his own mouth. It is no question. So, kind of like he's doing that because it's like, this is the way I see it. They're like, man, it's white, you know, and I ain't trying to sound racial or nothing, but when they look at this shit, there's a deep sense of injustice and thinking that a lot of people in these professions and positions don't really care. You know, they're just doing it for their career advance. They don't really care about the cases. Man, I can tell you, you talk to any retired, or if you can't talk, look at an interview, retired homicide detective or people that work on crimes with children. It ain't all about the career. You know, that stuff affects them. They do care about solving cases and solving them right. Sure, I'm sure there's some corrupt out there that put people away for wrong shit. I mean, we've seen it. But that don't mean that that's, and I can't help but feel that coming from that attitude, because that attitude's like from a sense of, you know, fuck the courtroom, fuck getting any judge, you know, like, some people may agree with that, some people not. I think it's a good thing that they're gonna finally, you know, because there's so many cases that, you know, didn't anybody ever think this was gonna be solved or brought to court and be closed? There's so many books of cases not closed. Like, why would you not want it to be solved? That's all I got to say.
pulling back from PVD's own statements,
Right.
which is
But I will say,
bizarre.
so Suge is saying it wasn't Orlando Anderson, which is something that has been widely believed on the streets and alleged in interviews. Keefe D himself has said it, that Orlando is the person who pulled the trigger. And Orlando Anderson died a couple of years after Tupac did,
Right.
in a separate shooting.
I think everybody else in that car, there were 4 people in that car, and everybody's dead except Keefe.
Right.
And so now Keefe has said he was involved. Suge is intimating, at the very least, that he's not involved the way the DA thinks he was
So
involved.
the fact that Suge is saying, he's saying it's not Orlando Anderson.
Right.
I hear that. But he's not going to say who it is, which to me makes me feel like him saying it's not Orlando Anderson doesn't really carry as much weight either, because the reality is Suge is never going to.
Yeah, I remember he said that this guy and him played football together. So you really think he's going to say on national news source TMZ, you know, yeah, from prison, by the way, at the prison phone next to all the inmates. Yeah, it was Orlando Babyface Anderson. Yeah, it was him. He pulled the trigger. I'm glad they finally got Keith D. Man, as soon as he hung up that phone, he'd probably get jumped.
Snitch on anybody.
He's never going to snitch, and he's never going to testify. And that was clear.
Him not testifying, I would think that the DA in Las Vegas is not counting on Suge to be a material witness.
I think they're counting more on Keefe's own words.
Right.
I think that's
what they're
That's all they need at this point. They don't need Suge.
lean into.
And I think Suge's smart enough to know that they're gonna fucking get him. Like,
And for a quarter of a second,
like all that whole, it wasn't him, it wasn't his, I think that
The
was
cold
just,
case.
I think that was to play to his image inside.
Taking a live look now at Flamingo and Koval at a spot made infamous by one of the Valley's highest profile killings that has gone unsolved for decades. Rapper Tupac Shakur died after a drive-by shooting here in 1996. Now, nearly 3 decades later, a suspect.
Man, I was 3 years old. I had either just got to my grandparents' house or I was fixing to be at my grandparents' house and start my life.
Is finally in jail. And tonight we are learning more about the evidence against him. Fox 5 has a look at the evidence used to convince a grand jury to indict a Henderson man on a murder charge. Police believe that he was the mastermind behind the crime and now believe that they can prove it.
Mastermind, I'd hardly say. I'd be like, hey, he happened to find out that they were going this place and they were in the same area. I mean, because if you listen back, he said that they noticed some girls, and then they noticed they was saying Tupac. You know, he was right there. Yeah, I don't know about masterminding it, but I think they had it in their minds like they were gonna try to get him back if they came across him, and that's what they did.
On the news, like, damn, I got away.
That was Dwayne Keefe Davis's reaction after Tupac's murder, recounted during a podcast. After Tupac.
Hey.
That was
like, damn, I got
prove it.
Seen all on the news. Like, damn, I got away.
That was Dwayne Keefe Davis's reaction.
And until you're sitting here self-snitching.
After Tupac's murder, recounted during a podcast. Davis, who now calls Henderson home, had his house raided by Metro back in July and was arrested on Friday after these pictures, videos, and interviews were presented to a grand jury. The grand jury finding there was enough evidence to try him for the 1996 drive-by killing. He is also accused of plotting the murder.
The moment it was announced that Tupac passed away, what was your reaction and what was Orlando's reaction?
We ain't gonna let them see us sweat, you know what I'm saying? That's giving away this, you know what I'm saying? This is like telling ourselves.
Investigators say Davis confessed to it.
What do you call what you're doing?
His involvement in the case, giving full details of how he and co-conspirators killed the late rapper. But that interview was in exchange for information, and Davis was given immunity. What he later revealed in documentaries and podcasts was not part of the original deal with police, and now prosecutors are using his own words against him.
We went up to the light on Sunset and Flamingo. And dude was acting like he was in a parade or something. And that BMW hanging out the window. Hey, this Tupac, it's Tupac. And we had that came up on the side of him.
I read in the book you said that it looked like you guys rolled up and Pac reached.
Looked like he was reaching, yeah. It looked like he was ready to bust our. And like we was the first ones.
Yeah.
Luckiest one, I guess. Hit that corner, gave a little chase, boom, boom, boom.
So you guys parked the car, put the gun under the tire.
Yeah.
And I think you said in the book you guys came back out and you guys saw ambulances coming or with Tupac and Suge in the ambulance.
Hey, you wanted to say that for a Compton Street legend, man. Y'all need to go buy that book.
This is the book he wrote about what happened. Compton Street Legend, Notorious Keefe D's street-level accounts of Tupac and Biggie's murders, death row origins, Suge Knight, Puffy Combs, and Crooked Cops. The book, now part of the murder case.
I think I'm going to get that book. I want to read that.
And Davis is expected to appear in court on Wednesday morning. The 60-year-old is facing one charge of murder with a deadly weapon with a gang enhancement attached.
Yeah, he through. He is through. Unless he somehow got acquitted, which I doubt it.
Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of Lockdown 23-1. Today, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to be talking about Mr. Tupac Shakur. That's right. He's one of my first favorite rappers of all time. Many people's first favorite rapper. Well, actually, you know what? The first rap, I guess you could say, group that I got into was West Side Connection. West Side Connect Gang, and BB Bang. Oh man, memories. I used to ride around on my bike in the tape deck listening to that money. I had to record it at a boombox. You used to be able to press the record and some other button at the same time. You could record it off the radio or whatever. And I drove around on my little bike listening to damn Tupac and West Side Connection when I was like, dang, 11 years old. Anyways, today I got some details on the situation about the person who got arrested that might have been connected to his murder. But I did go down a rabbit trail at one point, a couple times, trying to figure out for myself who might have done it. And I'm not going to lie, man, I ended up with he might just still be alive. Like on an island somewhere. That's what a lot of people were saying. So nobody will ever know, I guess, is what I ended up with. But today I'm going to be reading word for word from 2 articles. One of the articles was actually linked in this one, and it led me down a rabbit hole that I've never seen before. So let's get right into it. If you enjoy this type of content, all things lockup and crime related, then this is where you want to be. Hit that like, subscribe, notification bell before you leave, and check out my playlist with many more videos for you to start watching today. 27 years after Tupac Shakur was killed in a drive-by shooting in Las Vegas, police have finally arrested a man in connection with the shooting. The Associated Press reports that Dwayne Davis, a.k.a. Keefe D, and I'm not going to lie, every time I read his name, I think of Keefe Yellowbag Coffee. But Keefe D is a Southside Compton Crips gang member whose long claim to have witnessed the killing was arrested on September 29th, just the other day. He was charged with 1 count of murder with a deadly weapon and was denied bail by a judge. The chief deputy district attorney of Clark County said in court that Keefe D ordered the death of Tupac as the on-ground, on-site commander of the Southside Compton Crips. The arrest comes after police executed a search warrant on Keefe D's home in July, reportedly focused on laptops and electronic devices. A grand jury had reportedly been hearing evidence for months. Keefe D had spoken intensively about the shooting in recent years, including in a 2019 memoir, Compton Street Legend. Keefe D is also the uncle of Orlando Baby Lane Anderson, the suspected shooter in the incident who was killed in 1998. But Mr. Anderson denied any involvement in Tupac's death. Tupac Shakur was shot multiple times September 7, 1996.
And the rest everybody knows. Good job. Sorry, Death. I don't want to watch all this. Feel like I've seen too much of it lately. Uh-oh. YNW Portland. Witness tampering. Young buddy, what?
Another twist just released in the double murder trial involving South Florida rapper YNW Melly. Melly's co-defendant YNW Portland was booked into Miami jail Monday night and is being held behind bars on an out-of-county warrant. We just confirmed the warrant is out of Broward County for witness tampering. The warrant obtained by Long Crime Network states as follows. On or about April 10, 2023, continuing through and including July 22nd, 2023, Cortland Henry, a.k.a. Portland, along with others, did unlawfully and knowingly engage in misleading conduct toward another person with the intent to cause or induce them to withhold testimony. The warrant continues the alleged witness had been summoned by the legal process to the jury trial of Jamil Demmons, a.k.a. YNW Melly. The dates in the warrant are important. Jury selection for May started in mid-April, and a judge declared a mistrial on July 22nd.
Oh, shit, bruh. If they come out and they somehow are able to make the connection like he done this for oh man, Melly might be getting convicted next time. So that damn, it looks like they might have figured out where this hung jury came from. Then again, if it was just a witness, if he caused the witness to say something than what they were originally going to say, that might have been one of the key things that caused the jury not to convict.
The same day, the warrant claims Portland allegedly tampered with a witness. Unlike Melly, Portland has not been in jail since he was originally charged for the double murder of his 2 best friends.
I think that's crazy too. This dude ain't been in but now something tells me he's gonna be in jail now. So he's been charged with the same thing, but he's been out on bond. I guess he got a lesser charge, like second degree or something.
Juvie and YNW sacked.
Like I said, hold on, let me see. YNW. Two first-degree murder charges and 2 charges of accessory. How the fuck did he get a bond? Damn. Well, I guarantee he's been out on fucking tether and shit.
Chaser. Due to COVID and jail overcrowding, Bortland was conditioned to house arrest and was required to wear an ankle monitoring
so
device.
it had something to do with COVID. That makes sense.
According to court records, earlier this year, Bortland moved to a new address that was approved by the court. However, details of where and exactly when are sealed. In March, a judge altered the conditions of his release, allowing him to go to church for 2 hours each week, stating otherwise he must remain at his house at all times. His attorney requested another hearing to change his conditions.
Damn. Go to church for 2 weeks. The rest of the time you got to be at home. So this dude, he's still been living on COVID lockup restrictions.
Again, but a judge denied that request in June. Last week, YNW Bortland released a music video called Our Year, in which he mentions Melly, rapping, quote, "Melly will be out this year, now that's perfect timing." Though facing identical charges, Bortland and Henry's trials were severed after prosecutors said they would be seeking the death penalty against Melly, while Bortland faces life in prison. During Melly's first trial, prosecutors presented evidence to a jury that they believed proved Melly shot and killed Juvie and Sack Chaser inside a car, and Bortland was the driver. Surveillance footage showed all four leaving the studio together one early morning in October 2018. Hours later, Bortland drove to the Miami area hospital, claiming he was just in a drive-by shooting. Juvie and Sack Chaser were already dead inside the car. Investigators would later piece together a double homicide puzzle they believed was built on a lie, testifying in court that the evidence in the case pointed to the deadly shots being fired inside the car and that there was no evidence of a drive-by shooting. Jury selection for YNW Melly's next trial is scheduled to begin next week on October 9th. The state hopes to have a jury seated by the first week of November. YNW Bortland's trial was supposed to start this fall, but the judge pushed it back to January 2024. Bortland will most likely be transferred from Miami-Dade County to Broward County in the next few days for his first appearance in front of a judge. We'll make sure to keep you updated once we learn more. For Law and Crime Network, I'm Elizabeth Milner.
Hell to the no. Well, we'll be back maybe later. Then again, maybe not.